Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about hidden messages that were in the movie The Hate U Give. Let's go ahead and get into the hidden messages that were in the film. So I'm going to give you 50 hidden messages I feel like everyone could learn from this movie. The talk, why it's important to have the conversation, and also the biggest message from the talk was the father was very knowledgeable when it came to teaching his kids to know their rights and their worth. I thought that was interesting because a lot of kids, especially black kids, minorities, 9 times out of 10, we really don't know our rights. We really don't know how to exercise our rights. Our parents aren't teaching us that. Like, what are our rights? We weren't really educated on what our rights are. Number 2, the Nike symbol being showcased throughout the film. She was a sneakerhead, but she was a sneakerhead for a reason. You have Kaepernick. Well, he is the face of the new campaign that they're rolling out for Nike. So it only made sense to see Nike throughout the film, for Nike to do that, and then also for Nike to be throughout such a impactful film like this. It makes me as an influencer want to wear their products and influence other people to buy their products because they have a powerful message, and I thought that was huge to see Nike throughout the entire film. The third one, black middle class family, 2-parent home. The narrative was there were 2 parents in the home, 2 black parents. So not all of us have single parent households. Some of us do have 2-parent households. Number 4, staying in the black community and supporting black owned businesses. I find it that when people become successful, like entrepreneurs, whatever the case may be, they tend to leave the black community. The message in the film was kind of like staying in the black community and supporting black businesses. Number 5, public schools in the black community and how it's a downfall to our youth and how that can affect a whole community. Number 6, in the movie, Star said, slang makes white people cool and slang makes me hood and makes me ghetto. She was pretty much saying that whites have a privilege that she doesn't have. We've always been taught in the workplace that we have to be the most polite, we have to be the nicest, warm smile, greetings. Everyone has that work voice.
Hi, my name's Kiana, nice to meet you.
That's how I used to be at my job, just because I never wanted anyone to label me that ghetto black girl at the job. Number 7, playing the political game in an all-white school. That's something that I went through. That was another hidden message in the film. Number 8, interracial dating, how it's still an issue in today's society. It's 2018 and people still have an issue with interracial dating. It's ridiculous. Number 9, colorism. How they portrayed Kenya. Kenya was her stepsister. How they portrayed Kenya to be the ghetto, angry, dark-skinned girl. I had an issue with that. This is the thing with this film. It's like, was the film doing that to bring light to how the media tries to portray the dark-skinned black woman? Or were they doing it because they were pushing colorism in the film? I cannot tell. Comment down below what you think, because were they doing it to show how they always do dark-skinned women in the media, or were they doing it because they were trying to promote colorism within the film? You really have to ask yourself that, because when I watched the film, I'm like, I'm not really feeling this. Why is it that it's always the dark-skinned girl who has to be angry and ghetto? Should I be angry at the producer, or should I just be angry at society? I don't know, but I'm mad because I'm just like, not every, like, I have a best friend, she's dark-skinned, she's not angry, she's not mad, she's not ghetto, she speaks proper. So I don't know how I feel about that. Number 10, Star should have been a dark-skinned, unknown female actress. Now, this is my opinion when it comes to the movie and the film. The producer was black, and I felt like as a black producer, this would have been the perfect opportunity to give a dark-skinned black actress an opportunity to play Star. Why would you give it to someone who is biracial, mixed race, who can somewhat get a pass when it comes to white privilege? Why would you give her the opportunity over a unknown dark-skinned actress? And then it also brings me to my next point. What black dark-skinned actress actress could have played her part that we know of. And when I sat there and I thought about it, I was like, Keke Palmer? But Keke Palmer couldn't play this part. She doesn't have it to me. I don't feel like she could have pulled off this role. I was a little disappointed in the producer, the black producer. I'm like, why would you choose the next Viola Davis? Why would you use, and I have nothing against biracial people, I just felt like a biracial person could not bring this character to light the way it should have been brought. I felt like a biracial person really couldn't play the role of a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, only a black woman can bring a black role to light, to make it feel real. A biracial person who's never been a black woman through and through, you get what I'm saying? I just don't feel like she really portrayed the black woman organically in the film. In a sense, she still got a pass for being biracial, for being light-skinned. It needed to be a dark-skinned woman. The next Viola Davis needed to play this role, and that is how I feel, and I was very, very disappointed in the black producer. Number 11, basketball made Star responsible, and it kept her accountable. And it kept her out of trouble. Like, when she was at the party, she didn't partake in drinking. She didn't partake in doing drugs. Number 12, shootout at a all-black party. How it's the culture within the black community and black-on-black crime, and how it's a real thing. So this wasn't just a movie about white people and how they're racist. It was also about black-on-black crime as well. Number 13, Tupac still being a major influence and still having a positive impact. Pac will always be relevant. He said, I quote, "I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward." Number 14, how black people view you for going to an all-white school. They look at you differently. I experienced this. Like, when I moved from a black neighborhood to a white neighborhood, I lost touch with all of my black friends, and they also looked at me different, like, oh, now you're privileged. Family members were like, oh, you guys are rich. People will treat you so different. It's crazy. Number 15, when being pulled over, being cautious about turning your music down and not arguing with the police and just cooperating with the police for your own safety. That was a huge message in the film. Khalil, he did not listen to the police officer. Be respectful. Like, when you are getting pulled over for a ticket, no one wants to get a ticket. I don't want to get a ticket, but I'm gonna turn my music down and I'm gonna follow the orders of the officer because he's nervous, I'm black, and I'm just going to make him feel as comfortable as possible. Now, I'm not agreeing with the fact that he got pulled over for failing to signal. And yes, he was being racially profiled. Once you're in that situation, at this point, you just need to listen, you need to follow directions, you just need to do what the officer says to make him feel comfortable within the situation so that he doesn't feel uncomfortable. Number 16, officer accusing an innocent man, questioning him of doing illegal activity for no reason. So that was one thing that I did notice, was that as soon as he pulled him over, he said, are you trying to score? He assumed that Star was a prostitute. So yeah, he was racially profiled. But at the end of the day, when you're in those situations, you just need to do what the officer says. Try to, at least, for your own safety. That is the only way that you can really protect yourselves in those situations. And in some cases, people still die. But at least attempt, at least try. And then number 17, we got a little insight of what people go through after these police brutality situations, being questioned by the police department and them already having a narrative before knowing the truth. Them already trying to create a narrative, trying to create the story to save their ass because they know for a fact that the police officer really effed up. I believe the producer at this point was trying to bring light to what people or witnesses go through after those type of situations. And then number 18, showcasing when black people experience racism, the effect it has in the aftermath of seeing a loved one murdered by police in front of them. So Star was experiencing nightmares, flashbacks, she was throwing up. She just was having a very hard time dealing with the fact that she went through police brutality and she saw it with her own eyes. So number 19 also was huge. Star's uncle, being a black man, and a police officer and what they go through, shining light on that narrative. I thought that was interesting. The producer, he covered so many different vantage points, I would say, because we never really get to see what a black police officer goes through when these situations happen. Number 20, the film explaining the judicial system and how it works, the order and how the legal system works, because a lot of people don't really understand how the legal system works. And then number 21, how the media portrayed his mom on TV to help paint the narrative that his life did not matter. Number 22, the parents wanting better for their kids and they had to fight for that, sending them to private school. That was huge. I feel like as a black community, whenever they do films that portrays the black community, is always the narrative, oh, my son, he's gonna go to this private school to play basketball. But this was strictly about education. This was strictly about the parents wanting better for their kids education wise. It wasn't about sending them to a school for them to play basketball in the hopes of getting a scholarship and then in the hopes of going off to the league. This was strictly about education, and I loved it. Number 23, a black active father. And what I mean by active father, I mean he wasn't just there, he was active. You know, he taught his kids, he gave them lessons, he lectured them, he talked to them, he guided them. He was active, and that was a huge message in the film and how that can be an impact on your kid's life. Number 24, explaining how the system fails the black community, how selling drugs seems like the only way to be successful. Number 25, the father stating he wanted to break the cycle for his kids. He went to prison, so did his father, and he didn't want that for his kids. And that was another huge message in the film, breaking the cycle within the black community. Stop allowing trauma within families to ruin generations after generations after generations. Like, at some point, you guys have to break the cycle. Number 26, the ghetto black family versus the classy black family, showcasing the difference, the scene in the church at the funeral. So you saw the difference of the middle class black family, and you saw how they came to church together, they dressed similar, how there was an order, like there was a family order. And then you saw the other type of black family. There are different types of black families and how we all don't act the same. Number 27, blackness being the weapon cops fear. It's not the person, it's the color of our skin. They are threatened by that. Number 28, portraying the black culture within the church. It seems like with the new generation, a lot of people aren't going to church, and it was just very interesting how they still portrayed black culture within the church. And then number 29, Issa, my girl Issa, explaining the grand jury process and how bringing forth any evidence like phone recording can help with the indictment of the police officer. It was very educational to someone like myself who really didn't know the process. Number 30, the movie educating black people on what to do in these kind of situations from all angles. When you get in these situations, pull out your phone, record the incident. Do not sit there and just take it. Actually record what's going on. Number 31, her white school using the police brutality incident for entertainment by skipping school and celebrating. Always appropriating black culture but never really being a part of the cause. Caucasians, not all, but most, tend to appropriate black culture, Kim Kardashian, but when it comes down to the cause, to the movement, a lot of people really don't back us up on this. But they use our music, they use our culture, they eat our food, they do all of those things within the black culture. But when it comes to us being racially profiled, dealing with police brutality, they don't really have our backs. They're not really down for the cause when it comes to supporting us when we go through these situations. They really turn their backs on us and try to ignore that this is an issue. Number 32, every scene delivers a message, which is huge. Every scene delivered a message. Number 32, black love and family being the foundation of the movie. Number 34, so every police scene that was in the movie, the police officer was accusing the black man of scoring automatically. Number 35, using your phone camera for protection and understanding you have the right to record. 36, reasons to live give reasons to die. I thought that was a huge quote from the film. Reasons to live give reasons to die. Number 37, the black father preaching to his kids that each have a voice and should use it. The lawn scene was so powerful. That lawn scene was the most powerful scene in the movie besides the kid holding the gun at the end. That scene was very, very powerful. Number 38, the father of the accused officer. They interviewed him. The media was narrating his innocence. His life is in danger now and all this BS. The media does it every single time, and so that was another message in the film. Number 39, black mom always knows, stating she never cared for her friend Haley. Your mama always know when you don't got a good friend, okay? Your mama know when your friend ain't shit. So when your mama say your friend ain't shit, you need to believe her. She can spot a fake friend when she see one. Number 40, her mom had to decide if her love for her dad was bigger than his mistakes. Star was asking her mom why she decided to stay with her dad after he had a baby and all of that. Her mom simply said she decided her love for her dad was bigger than his mistakes. Men are not perfect, y'all. They're not perfect. Number 41, Star said white people get to act black, but they get to keep their white privilege. Number 42, when Star brought home her white boyfriend, she made it clear to her dad because her dad was kind of hurt. He wasn't really mad at the fact that she was dating a white man. He was just disappointed. He felt like he wasn't a good enough man, a good enough black man for her. She went out and got the opposite of her dad, and so he took it as, oh, I wasn't good enough. And maybe this is the issue when it comes to black dads and their black daughters dating white men. So she told him he set a good example of what a man should be. So the color of his skin did not matter, and the fact that he was a good father and he showed her what a good father was, what a good man was, she chose him, a white man, and there's nothing wrong with that. Number 43, the kitchen scene, an officer explaining his thought process when pulling someone over. When Common was in the kitchen explaining to Star, you know, what police officers go through when they pull someone over. Number 44, when Star was punching the glove compartment box in the car when she was with her little white boyfriend, and how black women are not supposed to be angry, how we have to always bottle up our emotions. So she couldn't beat Haley's ass the way she wanted to, so she went to her boyfriend's car and was so frustrated she started hitting the glove compartment box because she felt like she had no other way to release all the anger that she had in her from just everything. You find a lot of black women going through that. Number 45, the protest at City Hall, portraying how a peaceful protest should be. And number 46, Issa helping the youth to use their voice and be a part of the movement, to be a young activist. Number 47, the scene where the store caught on fire. I felt like that symbolized the surrounding black businesses coming together to help a failing business. So it wasn't like it was every man for themselves. If you see someone else's store on fire, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna try to help. You're not just gonna watch it fall to the ground, burn to the ground, and not do anything. And I thought that was a huge message. Black businesses, black business owners coming together to help each other stay afloat and still be successful. If one black business fails, it could cause a domino effect. Number 48, the message, the little boy holding the gun. The message in that scene was so powerful. It's the most powerful scene in the movie because the message was so strong. The Hate U Give, that's the title of the movie. And the little boy, he's holding the gun, and it's showcasing how we pass the hate on down to the youth. We pass it down to generations, and how the cycle continues to repeat itself. That includes racism and hatred. The little boy holding the gun symbolizes how, as parents or as adults, we pass the hate down to our kids, and how the cycle keeps repeating itself. When are we going to stop the cycle from repeating itself? All the anger and the hatred that we have towards each other is being fed to our kids, so then when they become a certain age, they portray the same hate. So number 49, no snitching rule, how it should no longer apply in the black community and how it could make a positive impact. But number 50, use your voice. Light up the darkness and be a part of the change. And that's why it was so important for me to make this video, because it's so true. We live in a very dark time. The racism, police brutality, Trump being president. And I felt like it was important for me to record this and give you insight on the messages that I took from the film and how it was very life-changing for me, and how it really made me look at my YouTube channel, my Instagram differently. Like, I have a voice and I need to use it. You have a voice, you should use it. Use it to do positive, impactful things. It'll help make the world a better place. So this pretty much completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what were some hidden messages that you got from the film. Comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!